Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Hello, thank you for watching my videos. It's Mike, it's March 3rd, 2009. And here I am sitting in a really dodgy hotel room in Aarhus, Denmark. It's actually not a bad hotel room. I've certainly been in worse hotels than this one. They upgraded me, apparently. I think the fact that there's nobody on this floor would indicate that they're having some difficulty getting people to actually travel, particularly for business, but travel in general. And I read an article today, which I will try and post, which basically said, you know, even the discount hotels across Europe are losing money like you wouldn't believe, and they're having such difficulty getting people to stay, especially for leisure weekends, things like that. Go away for a spa weekend or whatever. And so, yeah. But it's an okay place. It's a bit quiet. It's a I mean, it's not a bustling community. It's, you know, a small town in north of Denmark. Anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry if I went a little over the top yesterday with regards to the eminent domain story. Now, one thing, and I've certainly said it in the comments as well, if there is any evidence that points to this a little bit more substantial than what we've currently got, I will be the first one out there shouting. But at the moment, there's just no evidence, and it doesn't make logical sense why they would do that. Particularly when I have received the kind of emails I get. Now, I've included a couple of links from a couple of other people that have emailed me recently or today that point to a completely different kind of scenario and what's playing out. So I think this is much more realistic and much more believable than something like eminent domain. But I'm not completely discounting it. I'm just saying the way that the whole story has been presented, it doesn't point to it being true. However, if you look at these other links, I have a link here to an article from the Daily Express over the weekend. MI5 alert on bank riots. Now this goes along the same lines of, you remember back in November or December when the anti-terrorist squad went and arrested that member of parliament. Well, one of the things that he was trying to pass, or the whistleblower was trying to pass to him, that got him in so much trouble and had the anti-terror squad trying to figure out where the files were, was documentation about investigations into the likelihood of civil unrest within England and things like increases in burglary and stuff. Well, another set of secret documents has been leaked to the Daily Express, and I'm sure it's on a couple of other of the newspapers here in England, or rather in England. I'm not here in England anyway. About this whole thing about MI5 being on alert for bank riots. So it's a very interesting read. Now, another article that was passed to me, and actually it's been passed to me a few times in the last little while, was this article from SF Gate. Now, a lot of people discount what Alex Jones says, and it's mainly down to the way he presents things, because it can be quite irritating when you start shouting at you. So I try not to do that kind of thing. However, the information that he presents, I mean, some of it is completely, wow, where's he getting this from? But some of it is actually based in a lot of truth. And I've linked an article from the San Francisco Gate, which is San Francisco Chronicle. Basically, an article from February of last year, which goes on to talk about things like the FEMA camps, who is building them. Halliburton builds them through a subsidiary called Kellogg, Brown and Root. And then there's some other stuff, and basically there's a lot of, you know, a lot more in-depth kind of, more intelligent kind of reporting around this. So some of these things that are out there on YouTube, there's a much higher likelihood that they're actually true than other things. So you have to go back to the sources and try to figure out, okay, well, is it real? And dig down a little, dig a bit deeper than just mindlessly accepting. Because that's no worse than just sitting there watching television and CNN shouting things at you. So, I mean, my whole thing is think about things, learn how to learn how to detect lies, and learn how to find the truth. Because if you can then turn it around and present it to people in a way that doesn't freak them out, you're much more likely to get them to actually start changing their minds and thinking about things. Now, I'm also getting a lot of emails from people, and I really appreciate the emails. I do. I'm sorry if I went a little over the top yesterday, and I do read every one of my emails. I don't reply to all of them because there's just too many, but I do look at them, and I am reading stuff, and I particularly like the comment about if I get a whole bunch of stories about demon spiders, will you tell us about it? Yes, yes, if I start seeing demon spiders all around me. Yeah, very good, thank you. Anyway, back to the point. So, in this whole climate, and I'm getting emails from this, it's like people are saying, okay, well, you know, I'm down to, you know, a certain number of days a week, and the people that I work with are talking to me and they're asking what's going on, and I basically point them at you because, you know, you explain things in a way that they can understand. And that's what I want people to do, is think about if you were trying to explain this to, you know, a good friend of yourself, a good friend, you know, he comes around for a beer or whatever, and you're trying to give him little hints. You don't want to freak him out. You don't want to tell him, you know, the government has evil plans, and this, you know, the president has the ability to call martial law, and, you know, if anything starts kicking off, and there's these things called FEMA camps. I mean, they'll just look at you like you're insane. But if you can give them, you know, say, okay, well, don't believe me. Look at this over here. Look at this article here. Look at this article here. Go look this stuff up. And if you can present it to people in a way that, you know, they understand, they will get it. And I'm getting more and more subscribers from people you would not expect. I mean, the kind of people I'm getting now are normal people. Not normal, but you know what I mean. No, I'm not saying everybody that subscribed before was abnormal. I'm just saying it's people like, you know, your truckers, your builders. I'm getting nurses and medical people, and I'm getting a whole range of people who are really concerned about the economy, and then learning that it goes way beyond the economy. But you have to bring them in gently, and that's what I'm doing. So, anyway, so a couple of other stories I was looking at today. I'm really tired. It's been a long day. I got up quite early to get to the airport. Of course, Market Watch. Gold has been doing weird things the last couple of days, and I was doing research, and I was like, okay, well, it's easy to figure this out. It's because there's a whole bunch of margin calls coming. And then I did a little Google because I was going to find some background news stories to back this up. And Market Watch have already done it. And that really ticks me off because they're usually slow. So anyway, basically the reason gold is going down is there's all these margin calls, and people that are investing have to go and find money and find it fast to cover their investments. So that's why the gold's going down, and it's going to bounce around a bit. So if you went and bought gold when it was at, you know, 980 or whatever, hang on to it. Don't dump it. It will go back up. This is just a market correction while people are freaking out. So chill, just chill. Okay, and I've got an interesting article here from Fortune magazine, Inside Bear Stearns Boiler Room, and this talks about the whole thing about the derivatives and derivative contracts, but also the techniques that the people at Bear Stearns use to try to sell this junk. And it's no wonder they're out of business. Anyway, okay. And of course, some positive news to finish this off. If you're looking for work, you're out of work or whatever, debt collectors. Yeah, apparently debt collectors are in demand in the UK, and I'm sure they're going to be in the States as well. It may not be fun work, but it is work. Okay. I'm wiped. Everyone have a good day. I'm going to see how long it takes to upload from here. I have no idea. I won't be able to do a video tomorrow because I'll be traveling back. But everyone, have a good day, have a good night, and I will speak to you again later. Peace, love, understanding. I'll speak to you.